Are we on? We are on. Good morning, Facebook family. We are Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Boston, coming to you today from chilly but lovely 50 Dudley Street here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. My name is Reverend Ed Tansey, and I, along with Reverend G. Stewart, we are privileged and honored to be the co-founders and spiritual leaders of this wonderful family here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And I welcome each one of you here. And at this center, we learn and we practice the science of mind philosophy, which is the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought. And I invite you to visit our website, cslboston.org, to find out more about our spiritual family here, this phenomenal philosophy called the science of mind, and see how our community can serve you. And if you're spiritually fed this morning by our message, you can include us in your prosperity circulation or tithing practices with your tax-deductible donations and contributions that could be made right online. So, the 2019 Center for Spiritual Living's theme is Spirituality in Action. And February's theme is Seek the Common Good. My talk today, recognition of our shared humanity. Recognition of our shared humanity. So I'm going to begin with a quote today by Einstein. And it says the following: a human being is part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings, as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons dearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. It says a lot, but it means so much. You know, at times we live our lives, as we live our lives, it's so easy to really get wrapped up in what I refer to as the only consciousness ourselves. Our only ourselves consciousness, that's it. Our only ourselves consciousness. You know, it's my feelings, my thoughts, my beliefs, my journey, my, which really could produce feelings separate from the rest of humanity. Has anyone here or on Facebook Live ever experienced that kind of consciousness? That kind of consciousness? My hand went up immediately. Okay. Really. You know, I also believe that this only ourselves consciousness really does lessen the circle of people that we come in contact with, as the quote said. People who are privy, to our divine nature, to our divine light, our divine love. And as Einstein said in the quote that I shared, this consciousness, the consciousness of being separate from one of the other, this delusion is really the prison. It is the prison. You know, and the way we get out of it is by widening our circle, by embracing humanity, all of nature, by shining our light to all, shining our divine light to all. And by doing this, people, by doing this, by being that light, by sharing that light, we know with certainty that this lifts up humanity. It really does, to a higher level of vibrations, higher levels of vibration in expressing all that the divine is. All that is the divine. Now I'm saying is all that expresses what? Kindness, compassion, love, joy, positive regard, unconditional positive regard, inclusion, respect, etc. And as I quote from the Science of Mind text on page 238, the only guarantee of our divinity is in its expression through our humanity. Now, to me, this means don't go around telling someone that you're kind and loving and that you're compassionate and inclusive. Show them through your actions. Show them that as you show up in the world, you are representing and expressing that love and that compassion. You don't have to say it. Be it. Be it. You know, it's just like someone saying to you, I love you. Now, grant you, that's a real nice thing to hear. Wouldn't you agree? Someone saying, I love you. But you know, it's nicer really to experience it and how they interact with me. Yeah, I love hearing it, but show me. Not yet, but just be it with me. That to me is where it's at for me. How about you? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, remember, in all of this, each and every one of us, we're on our own individual paths. You know, and it is so very, very important to take care of ourselves, to set boundaries, to work at our own improvement, because this is really essential for our own individual growth, our own individual balance and harmony. Now, at the same time, we must not forget others. We must not forget humanity. We must not forget our sisters and brothers. We must not forget our animals, our environment, and all we share here on earth. And as Marie Curie stated, each of us must work for his own improvement and at the same time share a great responsibility for all of humanity. I like that. I really do. You know, our first principle in the Science of Mind philosophy is oneness. Now, many of you know that through the Beyond Limits class that we teach here and through all of the other classes. Oneness. Oneness seems really to be so entwined here when we think about humanity. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep. Yes.
You know, being one with and of the divine, being one with nature, being one with each other. For me, it cements the importance of our shared humanity. It really does. Realizing that all human beings have common desires. What are they? Common desires of love, common desires of happiness, of joy, of safety, of shelter, of food, etc. It really takes me to a place of realizing our interconnectedness. Really realizing that. Knowing that we are one, that we share the same spiritual and biological origin. That we are all made of the same stuff. That we all share the earth. And that we are all interconnected through that quantum field that we refer to as the universe and beyond. It brings me to a deeper level of connection and understanding with everything in this seen form here on this wonderful planet that we live on. Now, here's a video that I would really like to share with you, and I hope you enjoy it, and I know it's going to be coming up momentarily. So sit back and enjoy. It's that Kiss Cam, if any of you have seen it. Okay. 2017, that was the NFL program. Love has no religion, love has no age, love has no gender, love has no disability.
Our love gets better every day.
Our friendship has no religion.
Love is about who you are and not what you are.
I don't see a wheelchair. I see the love of my life.
Our love is greater than anyone's hate.
So would you say that this video demonstrates a recognition of our shared humanity? Seeing the interactions of all here really warms my heart, because this is humanity in love, this is humanity in expression, this is humanity. This is humanity. People seeing the divinity, the Christ consciousness in themselves and others, remembering that the divinity is always there. We just have to be open to it. We have to be open to it and see life through the eyes of God, through the eyes of love. Here in the video, we see a huge number of people united in a common goal, to experiencing a sporting event, to experience a sporting event. The unity seen here does not in any way bring about uniformity. It doesn't bring about uniformity. Within this message, this massive group of people, I think one can easily see and recognize the diverse population that it is. One can see the uniqueness and the individualization of the population. Unity does not mean uniformity. Yes, individuality, diversity, and uniqueness are celebrated here in the video. Each individual shining their light, seeing the different expressions of the divine, seeing individuals, people who develop new ways of doing things and express their uniqueness in a heartwarming way. It's such a beautiful sight to see. Seeing the results of oneness, the results of love, the results of joy, of inclusion. It seems to me that one builds upon the other. One is the building blocks and the foundation for the other. You know, it's okay and it's necessary to promote, to appreciate, to honor, and to respect diversity, whether it be physical or cultural, and value uniqueness and individuality for all the blessings and gifts in general, people. It's this type of vibrational energy, this type of uplifting energy is what I'd like to see being cultivated and spread through all pockets and corners of the world. I'd have to breathe that in for a moment, because that's what I like to see. You know, at times, the world might have the appearance of being fractured, you know, where people have forgotten how to relate and seem disconnected, where families seem to be breaking down, where at times we are opposed to each other. So it's during these times I know it is so time to return to what unites all of us. Would you agree to that? And what unites us all? What unites us all? What? Love, community, respect, inclusivity, compassion, a consciousness of our shared humanity, our oneness, our interconnectedness with the divine, the God of your choice, and our interconnectedness with each and every one of us. Each and every one of us. I believe that each of us has the ability to create a more loving and inclusive world. One of the many, many ways each of us can assist in this is by cultivating our consciousness of compassion. Compassion toward our fellow beings. I invite you, each of you this week, here and on Facebook, I invite you all to jot down a list of things that each and every one of you can do to help foster a more loving and inclusive world. Choose to begin with small actions that you can take every day to assist in uplifting, nurturing, and raising the consciousness of feeling loved, of feeling honored, of being appreciated and respected. You know, when we show kindness and compassion for others, this opens up to seeing the divinity in our fellow man, the divinity in humankind. The Christ in me sees the Christ in you, the I am consciousness for all. You know, keep in mind, I invite you to keep this in mind, that one person can begin that chain reaction that ultimately results in a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. And so many of us know that this is part of Centers for Spiritual Living's global vision. Now, paying it forward is such a great exercise that one can participate in with their fellow man, with humanity. And there are so many ways that one can pay it forward. One can pay it forward by sharing their time, by sharing their talents, by sharing their treasures with all. It can be a simple smile. It can be assisting someone carrying their groceries across a street or whatever it may be. Helping someone who has fallen. Giving someone food. Paying for someone's meal. There are many kinds of random acts of kindness. Sitting and listening to someone. Recognizing someone. Giving someone a haircut. If you know how to give people haircuts. You know, whatever it may be. And I'm bringing this up because last year we showed a video that was so meaningful, I thought, that I really want to share it with you again. And I thought about, you know, should I show this video? But then I thought, you know, look at all the time that one spends on listening to the TV, the news and everything. And, you know, we know that how much positive things do we hear lately, you know, with the news. So this is a video that to me really inspired me And if you've seen it last year, I hope you can enjoy it again this year. Hit it, Rev G. And I love the music behind it too.
Kids, it's forgetting.
Because kindness keeps the world afloat. Song is familiar? like it? It really warms my heart. You know, as you can see, paying it forward deals with any act that is an expression of love, an expression of honor.
Sold out. Such good energy when you have a sold out house.
So where will
We have a sold out house.
We're going to sit right over here in section L. We're going to have a really good view right into the stage at a really, really nice height.
Perfect.
Technology is beautiful. Okay. Thank you. So, again, by seeing this, it's any act of any kind of expression that demonstrates love, recognition, respect, kindness, and compassion toward our fellow beings, toward humanity. I'm going to end my talk today by a brief meditation that was written by Dr. Ernest Holmes, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. So if you will join me and ask you to just close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Just breathe right now, taking 3 gentle breaths, breathing into that quiet place. And as you do, just relax. As you breathe in all the love of the divine, and exhale all the magnificence of yourself. Just breathe that in, exhale it out. Breathe in and out. Take this into your thoughts. Just sit there. God in me is unified with God in all. This one is now drawing into my life and all love and fellowship. Drawing into my life all love and fellowship. I am one with all people, with all things, with all life. Breathe that in, please. I am one with all people, with all things, with all life. As I listen in the silence, the voice of all humanity speaks to me and answers the love that I hold out to it. And so it is. And I ask you to gently bring yourself back to the room. Open your eyes. And I ask you just turn to the right or left or in back of you and see the divinity. See the beauty that is sitting right next to you, behind you, in front of you. Just look at each other and let's all acknowledge the preciousness of our existence and all that we share together in love. Namaste.
So in gratitude for the message we just received, let's come together in a spiritual mantra focused on recognizing our humanity, our connection throughout knowing that God is everywhere and everything. God is love, God is joy, God is peace, God is harmony, God is that oneness. And knowing that this oneness, this divinity is infinite and always present, I know that I too am of this. I am peace, I am joy, I am harmony, I am connectedness. I am one with the one, and one with each one present in this room. I claim for each one present in this room joy and peace and harmony and love and expression as vessels for this, in kindness, in generosity, in presencing and practicing the presence of God within us. I claim this knowing of our divinity and our expression of it as we sit here together today, as we bring our consciousness to this knowing. We raise the consciousness of this place. We raise the consciousness of all around us. We support this consciousness elevation geographically in Cambridge, in Massachusetts, in New England, in our country where there are no boundaries that are real, in our world where there is no place other than God. I claim this beautiful outcome as the result of the work of each one present in this room to be that expression of divinity, to be that expression of connection, to be what God has called us and placed us here to be. I am deeply grateful for this knowing, and I release all of this to that divine mind that is acting on it before my words are spoken, knowing it is already done. And with that I say amen, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Carol. That was beautiful. So if you would join me in repeating the affirmation that was written by Rev G this week. All right, so let's say this together, maybe twice if we like it. Here we go. As I know the truth of my being and my oneness with the divine, I bring my inner divinity to all of humanity. Again? Let's do it. As I know the truth of my being and my oneness with the divine, I bring my inner divinity to all of humanity. And so it is.
And so it is.